What up, guys? Welcome to episode 96 of Fresh Off the Mats. Here with the Jiu-Jitsu Joes. He's back.
They don't know that I was gone. We recorded everything.
I know, but he's back from vacation. After 5 weeks?
No,
6
11
weeks.
days. 11 days.
It felt like forever. We recorded 3 episodes that one week.
I know.
I was like, oh my God, we have to record again today.
I know. That was what we did Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So all the past 3 recordings were all within the same week.
Which is
a lot of fun trying to figure out topics day after day. At least like usually we have a week, but
and shit happened that we never touched upon.
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, well, of course we did it. It happened what, Saturday? Was it Friday or Saturday it happened?
Oh, I guess it wouldn't have come up till this week's episode anyways.
Yeah, it happened over the weekend. Because I was even thinking when it happened, I was going to hit you up and be like, bro, let's just get into recording now and do like a major news fucking podcast type deal.
If you don't know, someone tried to shoot the ex-president.
If you don't know, if
you're a president, are you always considered no
ex-president?
That's what you call them? Yeah. You don't, it's not like a term or something like former president?
Former president.
Okay.
I hear them say most of the time.
Dude, so yeah, that's crazy. President. That is so crazy.
To be like what you said, what was it, Friday? I think it was Friday or Monday. No, it was Monday. You were like, can we just have like 4 years of just normalcy?
Normal? Bro, I feel like every week is like this episode on America. Like there's always something happening, whether it's a virus. I feel like 2016, before 2016, everything was chill. Like, we had years where, like, not a lot happened.
Fucking the gorilla got shot and the world went to shit.
Bro, ever since then, it's like, what's happening this month in America? What's happening? I feel like we're living in a fucking TV show. There's been viruses. There's been terror attacks. There's been genocides. There's been mass shootings. There's been assassination attempts. There's been, bro, when are we just going to chill? When are we going to chill, bro? I'm tired.
Do you know the Sean Murray show? He's the Navy SEAL. He conducts interviews with, like, other special forces guys and all. No, so he just came out saying how they have intel coming out from the Middle East that there is going to be another terrorist attack.
Oh, great.
And this is the same. The guy that they're getting the intel from is the son of the same guy that gave the info warning about 9/11 beforehand.
Awesome. Very cool.
So it's a pretty decent source.
Bro, I'm tired.
But no one's listening to him. Apparently Congress
Of course, they never listening.
Yeah.
I'm tired, bro. I want just some normalcy. I really do. I'm sick of it. And like, I'm a guy, like, I can't understand how the everyday American is, because I'm a guy that I don't watch the news. I don't subscribe to things in my news. I stay out of it unless it's something
major, like what happened.
And like, I can't imagine being one of these people who's glued to CNN or Fox News or any of the channels.
And they pick these fucking sides.
Bro, and it's like, where do you have time to live your life? Like, just fucking be happy. Live your life. I don't know, man.
Like,
I don't know.
My favorite is when both sides all claim that the media is corrupting everything, yet they get all their sources from the media. And all I tell them is like, why don't you go talk to your fucking neighbor? Go talk to your neighbor. I guarantee you guys are going to become friends.
Or they discredit things that give you the news that are not news stations, like podcasts. My favorite is when they're like, oh, you get your news from Joe Rogan or the military guy's podcast. Like, you get it from like a place that's not on TV. And it's like, they're more reliable and more honest than you ever going to get on CNN or MSNBC.
Not scripted. It's not bought out, especially the ones that aren't paid by companies.
They're not allowed to use certain words just because they're bad words.
No, they say what they please. Bro. They challenge it. Like, there's one, his name is Dr. Mike. I don't know if you've seen him. He's a really good guy to follow too, because he keeps up to like medical practices, obviously, and things that are going on. And he's another one. And I like getting information from him. Just listening to him. They have
nothing to gain by just giving you the information. Yeah. They just want to give you the information.
It's to put out different perspectives. I know his newest podcast is going to get a lot of flack, because he was interviewing someone that does like the child surgeries, like the sex change ones. So
you should be arrested.
Well, just off of that clip, it did open things up a bit on what's actually allowed. And the guy even was just like, what people are putting out there is not what's happening. And he's just like, we can't just cut open a kid. He's like, the genital stuff, he's like, that doesn't happen until they're past a certain age. They have to be an adult for like genital stuff. He said the most which I still don't agree with.
Hormones.
So the hormone therapy can happen.
That's enough to permanently fuck.
But that's also, I didn't know the checklist that they have to go through for that. It can't just be like you take the kid to the doctor, they get hormones. They have to go through parent permission, which I thought wasn't a thing, but apparently it is. They have to, which also is crazy to me that the parents would sign off on that. They have to get a mental health therapist to agree. They have to get a psychiatrist to agree, and then the doctor who's also doing the hormones.
Guess what? If you live in California, getting all those layers taken out of the way is not that hard.
Yeah, it's not going to be hard.
It's not that hard.
Which
you could find some kooky therapist and a kooky doctor and a kooky parent.
Did you see what California just put in law? The fucking governor?
That they're allowed to. The parents are not allowed to exclude the kids from learning about certain things in school.
They can't have it to where they cannot go to one of those places of learning, basically.
Yeah, there's no exclusion. If you want to teach kids about having sex at 8 years old, there's no exclusion. That's insane. That you could just put any information you want into my child.
So when I was a kid, 5th grade was the first time we did a type of sex education. It wasn't about sex. It was more about puberty, because you're 5th grade, you're 10 years old, and you're like, everyone's about to go into like
deodorant,
puberty.
Washing your privates.
No, we learned like, hey, you're gonna grow hair. Women will start, like girls will start to bleed. Like, what are the parts properly called? Like, we went into detail on everything. That was here in the Florida system.
That's fine.
And when it came to sex, we didn't touch sex until the 9th grade. And that's where like the teacher was just like, she literally was just like, hey, ask me anything. She was like, right now I will be able to answer it. And that's
anals, dildos, butt plugs,
yes,
vibrators.
We had a girl ask.
Yeah.
And then
docking.
You know what I learned? Until the 9th grade, I had no clue. Did you know your testicles can fucking twist and turn into a knot?
Testicular torsion.
Didn't know that was a fucking thing until that fucking class.
It happens in athletics. That's why I'm always worried when we're rolling.
Oh no, that's why when you guys were all getting on me, I wear my spat boxers, I wear leggings over it, I will wear shorts with compression fucking shit inside of it.
I think you're overkilling. Nope. I think just one layer of compression is good enough.
Hell no, because even then, bro, you've seen how many times I get hit? For some reason, people will just be kneeing the shit out of me. Fuck that.
But that's not when testicular torsion happens. It happens when your balls are free hanging.
And they just twist.
And you're just like moving so fast that they just spin. And
one girl was saying her brother got that and they had to do surgery.
Yeah, they have to do surgery.
Like, they cut open his nutsack, dude.
Well, because then it will restrict the flow.
Well, no, that's what they were saying. She said that his fucking nuts became like enlarged because of all the blood flow that was getting stuck in there. And like the guy, he couldn't move. They had to pick him up into the surgery area. Yeah, oh yeah, I bet. But I was like, I had no clue that was a thing. Until that class, I've never met someone who's been through it. So it is a piece of information that I learned about, have never had luckily ever, one personally or two, deal with someone dealing with that. But Jesus Christ, your nuts can turn and not. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, think about the two.
But like balls. I figured that they're in a spot where they're kind of secure, not able to.
That's why having huge balls is not always a benefit. Sometimes it's better to have tiny balls.
That shit would hurt so bad.
Bodybuilders, I guess, don't have to deal with it. Isn't that one of the things when you do steroids, you get tiny balls?
I think that's only like back in the day. I don't think that's a thing now.
Oh, because newer steroids?
No, not newer. It's just people know what the fuck to do. Back then, people were just like, yeah, fuck, I don't know. Fuck, stick it in, hope for the best. Yeah. Everyone then was their own test subject on steroids. That's honestly, because of that bodybuilding era, I think we have such a good
Bro, science actually led to real science.
Yes, dude. I really think so, because like scientists can't go out here and test tren on humans. It's meant for horses. So they can't see what would the effect be on a fucking person. Fucking bodybuilder Joe decided just fuck that. Let me see what tren does to me. And now we see.
You ever wonder who's the first? There has to be a first. There has to be the first guy who's
I forget.
This is made for a horse. Let me stick it in my leg. I just saw
a whole thing of like the earliest steroid use was like.
But in everyday life, like it wasn't ketamine for horses too?
Yeah.
Like who's the first person to be like, now it's for us? Someone had to be the first one to try heroin.
The first confirmed use of anabolic steroids in the international athletic competition was weightlifting championships in Vienna in 1954. And then someone else says anabolic steroids were first discovered in the 1930s.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying, but there had to be a first. And like, I always just wonder, like, who was this pioneer who's just like, this is made for a horse, and just goes bam.
Bro, I mean, they probably Curious George sat there, saw the horse get built.
But that's a lot to be like, let me put this in me. I may die.
Bro, who was the first person to eat shrooms? And was like, I'm a munch on that. We can't eat that one because that one kills you. But this one makes me trip out.
I feel like that was different. I feel like they were just, that was an accidental one. You don't accidentally stick a needle full of chemicals in you. You could accidentally eat something thinking it's one mushroom type.
Imagine that you're just sitting there having dinner one day.
Well, I think
your wife was out there. She picked up a bunch of mushrooms and they ate that shit. And they're like,
that's where the
world's changing.
That's where I think a lot of stories come from, like the devil and demons and seeing. And people,
so I've seen
people thinking like they're like these stories of like demons. I think it happens because a guy trips. He sees all these figures. He doesn't know what to make of it. Yeah. He doesn't think, oh, it's the thing I ate. He's like, oh, I've been eating this mushroom stuff forever. Has a bad one. And all of a sudden he's like, I saw demons. There are things in this world. The boogeyman, like all these stories come up. Yeah, I think from people tripping balls.
So, I mean, I think that's a very valid thing too. I've told that to my buddy. I'm like, what if because people today can't explain stuff. Like things that will happen, there's things that people just can't explain themselves. They don't know how to, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're telling me. I'm not saying humans back then were just retarded because I don't think they were.
We've progressed more in the last 50 years than all of humankind.
But I don't think that deals with them being stupid. It's just the aspects that they didn't have it. We were able to work off of past inventions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're able to. It's a ladder. Exactly. We're piggybacking off of what everyone else figured. Humans back then weren't retarded. It's just they didn't have what we had.
Yeah.
The humans of the Roman and Greek times who invented and did all their shit. Imagine if they had what we have right now.
Yeah,
like those guys they would still be geniuses in this day. But I think like your subconscious, right? I think people then didn't know how to explain it, so they gave it like the deity type deal. They were like, oh, that's a God in my head. God is talking to me. Because they didn't understand the aspect of their own personal self-talk, right? Don't want to go religious on the podcast, but that's my thing is I think a lot of it is like people just didn't know. And I also think that was a huge effect of it. Ayahuasca, right? People tripping off of that. What's the other one? DMT, shrooms. There's psychedelic stuff. I won't say LSD and acid because that was what created it in the lab, right? Like the scientist that created it. I think it was. Like he created it.
LSD was, and like there's that whole thing that they gave it to Manson to like, that's the whole thing with the Manson family and all that.
What?
That Manson was on the FBI or CIA's payroll to give LSD to people.
Really?
Yeah, there's a whole book on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Was that proven? Like, was it when he was
arrested for crimes and like released easy peasy because he was on their payroll.
Also, he like legitimately was.
Yeah, he was a crazy person.
Jesus Christ. Well, I know he was crazy. He died now, right?
Smart
He's
crazy.
dead. He's dead now,
I think he died in prison.
Yeah, well, I know every time they would let him in. I don't understand when they give those people parole.
Yeah, like he sits in front of the board with the fucking devil thing on his forehead.
Nazi symbol. He had the Nazi symbol.
Was it the Nazi symbol?
He did the Nazi symbol on his forehead.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was that or the...
I think he did add a devil symbol. I think he did add one.
And he's like, I'm rehabilitated. Like, yeah, right.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Look at your forehead. No way.
When was acid made?
I want to say 70s or 60s.
1938. LSD.
What?
Yep.
38?
It's an old ass drug. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that's where a lot of this shit came from.
Lysergic acid, a derivative of fungal compound. It's just messing with funguses, dude.
I mean, that's all science.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was an accident that he found LSD. He was trying to do something, and then he was exposed to because again, you
on his fingers.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then he ended up hallucinating off of it, and then he realized that he just made a hallucinogenic drug. Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude.
Science leads to good and it leads to accidents that are...
that's the whole thing with like the Nazi stuff too. Is like, bro, Nazis terrible people, right?
We hired a lot of them.
That's what I was about to say. But where would we be if it wasn't for them? Again, we wouldn't
have gone as far as space travel.
Going back to just medical stuff though. Like again, bodybuilders use themselves as human test subjects.
Yeah.
The Nazis, terrible people, but used human test subjects.
What I'm saying is I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying what is the mentality to be the first one to just try? I mean, look, again, an accident. The guy touches LSD, so he's the first one by accident. But what compels somebody to say, this needle I'm about to purposely, let's see what this does. You get what I'm saying? Like LSD was an accident. He touched it. He didn't mean to do it.
Massive curiosity.
But I wish I had that level to want to try something crazy like that. I don't. I would be so afraid. I'd be like, you try it. Let's see what happens to you.
I wouldn't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's scary, man.
I want to see tests. I want to see proof. I'm not going to be the test. I can't do that.
Yeah, but people are willing to use themselves as the patient zero, the number one.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, fuck that. No.
I don't want to be number one. That's like with the new space travel thing that they want to do to go to like Mars and the moon. I don't want to be the first one on it. I want to be like the 1,000th person to go when like all the first dummies go. Tesla's working on the thing to the Mars.
Does this dude do normal things?
But unless he tries something like this, maybe 100 years from now, people will be like, it took one person to try and go, and now we have a colony on Mars. Now you can vacation there. Bro, I heard there are people signed up to go take the next submarine down to the fucking Titanic.
You know,
how do you hear that horror story? Did you know they were alive?
It's the same backer.
Yeah, but did you know they were alive, that they were in free fall until it happened? They knew they were about to die. It didn't happen out of nowhere.
So
the latest thing that came out was they lost connection, and then the thing started to free fall, and they knew in the sub, oh fuck, if we're free falling too fast, too low, we're gonna. So there was a few like minute or two.
They said that the captain would have known, like the rest of the people wouldn't have known.
From what I understood, whoever the crew was on board, they knew.
Yeah, the crew knew, but not like the millionaire guy. Like,
you don't think you're gonna say something as the captain, like, "Hey, we're all about to die in a minute."
Not.
You just let everybody die.
Probably.
Plus, they would see it on you. They'd be like, "Tom, why are you sweating so bad right now? Why are you having a heart attack?"
Maybe he was calm. Have you seen pilots? Like how calm pilots are? That guy probably could have also just been going down and just, oh, we're dead, and just realized it and just steered it as best he could, or probably was just like, here we go.
I would be freaking out. I'd be like, we're all about to fucking die! We're all gonna die! We're all gonna die! I'm sorry, we lost connection. We're in free fall. We got like a minute left. Induce heart attacks for everybody. I would have a heart attack in a minute. To be told that there's less than 60 seconds?
So much.
Dude, come on, you wouldn't?
What's the panic going to do?
If you knew you only had the next 60 seconds from now and you'd be dead in 60 seconds.
What the fuck is me having a heart attack going to do for me?
Panic. Flight or flight.
Damn, I'm going to fucking die.
No, you would not. You would be freaking out.
I'm going to die. If I'm guaranteed death within 60 seconds and you're telling me there is not shit I can do about it and I'm going to die, fucking close my eyes and hope for the best.
You would start sweating. Yeah. Your heart rate would go up and you'd have a heart attack.
That's a physiological response. I'm not going to freak out because there's nothing I can do about it.
Your body would freak out.
Yeah, that's a physiological response.
You would start swaying, and then thoughts would race through your head. When was the last time I said, "Oh, I love you to Mac"? All this, and you would induce yourself.
I'm not going to start screaming.
I would. You got to let that energy out somewhere. How are you going to haunt people if you don't let it out?
Oh my god.
My goal is to haunt people.
That's what Mac tells me all the time. And then she's even more weird about it. She'll be like, "Yeah, when you get a new girl," she goes, "you're going to try to do it, and I'm going to fuck it all up." And I was like, what is wrong with you? It's like, why are you thinking about that? Like, why is that a thing that goes through your head?
Penis.
Like,
every time you're about to stick it in, your dick's just going to flop.
Flop. Damn. Babe, can you leave? Please?
Sorry, new girl. We got to do a seance real quick.
I got to fucking talk to someone real fucking fast.
Demons.
This is some bullshit. Hey! That'd be so fun. But yeah, when she says that shit to me, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you like, what for what? What is the benefit of that conversation? And she's just like, I just want to know. And she goes, I just want you to know that I'm not going to leave you alone. I was like, okay. That's it.
Loyal to the soil.
Jesus Christ. Loyal past the soil, dude. It's wild to me.
Oh, man.
That's what I was saying. The other topic, fun little topic, war crimes. I don't understand them. Me and my buddies have been talking about it all day. I truly don't get it. In the sense, civilians, leave them alone, right? Now, my buddy...
Isn't that what war crimes are for?
No, war crimes are also against enemy combatants. If you shoot at me and then you decide to drop your gun and run away because I gained fire superiority and you start running away, I can't shoot you anymore. Stupid.
Wait,
I think that's
dumb.
A
war crime?
Yes, shooting the fucking retreating enemy in the back.
Wait a minute. I thought that's just war.
Right? It should be.
Oh, I'm dropping my weapon to go over here to grab this other weapon.
So in the beginning of the Iraq and Afghan war, one of the biggest things that we had is that there was no ROEs. So that's where you see our guys just fucking dumping rounds into buildings, blowing shit up, fucking everything up because they were allowed. They were just basically off-chained. Our guys were they were like the fucking angry pit bull. And
that's how it should be. That's how I thought war was.
No.
They just send them into level.
So we have something called ROEs, which are rules of engagement. There are certain things that we can do that are allowed and legal.
This is so stupid. This is like the business of killing the other team. Yes. And now we're like, oh, there are rules.
So my buddy and I were talking about, it was
you think the other team plays? You think those people in Afghanistan play by the rules?
That's the thing. They don't give a fuck.
But stupid.
That's the funny part. What we were saying is like America got so bored with being so good at killing people that we decided to enforce our own handicap and be like, we're going to follow these rules. We don't care if you do, but we will. And we're still going to fucking kill you. And it's funny to me.
Well, because you can't win the game too fast because then you don't profit off the game as long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So we set our own handicaps just to be able to fight people.
So that the game drags out a little longer. It's like when you're playing against like your little brother and you got to like not kill him super fast. Let him get a few hits in.
It's like the white belt. It's like the white belt that's been training for a bit. And you're like, all right, you're understanding something. You go ahead and fucking, now you get farther.
That is fucking crazy. I didn't really know.
No,
I kind of knew that there were war crimes, but I didn't know that they were as strict like that.
So that's why like war crimes go into also weapons used. Like you can't.
Don't use the best gun in Call of Duty. So you got to use the 8 out of 10.
So like a 50 cal, right? A 50 cal is meant for.
Should be standard.
It's for all. That's what I said. It should be fucking standard. Just annihilate everything in your way. But it's not for personnel. It's meant for vehicles and armor and buildings. And
so if you have 50 guys running at you in the sand, you can't just mull them over?
Take a 50 cal to it. That's why we have like 240s.
That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. If there are 50 guys running at you, you're telling me if you and your crew of like, 10 people, you can't mow them down?
No, there are things that you can get away with. Like if you're overran, like they're not going to be like, oh, well, fuck it, you should have died. No. But
I'm doing see, this is why I wouldn't make it in the military. I would do everything in my power to win. I'd be like, there's 30 guys there.
It's all dependent on the rules of engagement.
What's a 50 cal do? Blow your shit off? Blow it clean off?
Done.
Yeah.
Bro, so
Swiss cheese them.
Now there's a sniper, he's called the Reaper. I forget how many confirmed kills this guy got, but like the dude's a fucking hard ass. There's actually a funny video on him. A guy tried to rob him. I think it was in LA or something. A guy tried to rob this dude. Obviously, he had no fucking clue who this guy is. The guy has not just sniper kills, he also has confirmed hand-to-hand kills. Like, he has killed people multiple times.
All the people to rob.
And the guy walked up to him and tried to rob him. He fucked him up, has a pistol to the back of his head while he's in a perfect control position. Like, the dude is in handcuff position, knee on the swell of his back, pistol to his head. He's like, don't move or you will die. And he's just like, just wait till the cops come. I'm not moving. Cops show up. He goes, hey, until one of you pull a gun out, I'm not releasing mine because the guy has tried to fucking pull a weapon. Cops did the whole thing, did an easy transfer, holsters the shit. He was like, all right, we're all good. Came out that, homeboy, you just try to fucking rob the Reaper. Like, that guy would.
You should thank God every day. You don't know how close you came.
That dude could have just fucking catch you without a fucking blink of the eye. But he came out saying how, like, there's that whole thing where if a 50 cal round comes near you within like 2 or 3 feet, it will blow off your arm. He was like, I've shot a 50 cal. He was just like, I've shot it near people. Didn't do that. He's like, but what it does do is if it hits you, you're not there anymore.
So you mean if it comes close, it won't do anything really?
So no, it will tear. He said like he's seen it to where it'll like tear flesh and things like that just because of the high velocity and all. Yeah. But the thing that was said about it was like if a 50 cal, like from Beretta 50 cal would pass you within 2 to 3 feet, your arm would get ripped off just from the force of the bullet. He was just like, he said off of what he shot, he's just like, I've never seen that happen. But he said that he's like, you will pink miss someone.
Do they test these on like jelly things? Like, do you remember that show on Spike TV? They had the jelly molds and they would use the swords and shit on them.
Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah, it was like a jelly person. They would have bones inside of it, a see-through, translucent.
You can still use them. They're expensive though.
Yeah.
But we don't train with those. No.
They should shoot 50 cals at those to see what it does.
I mean, I'm sure there's a YouTube video on it. I guarantee there's a YouTube video on that. But yeah, that was our topic for the day of. I don't agree with war crimes. He says he doesn't agree with war crimes, period, because he was like, my whole thing
is to win.
So that's what he said. He goes, there would be a lot more world peace if the world knew that I'm willing to blow up a hospital to make my point known. Yeah. And I was like, that's vicious, but it's very true. If
what the problem is, then it becomes a one-upsmanship, and then it just leads to I'm going to nuke you before you.
We're already there, but we are there, and so that's where we're at right now. The conversation's still going. It's a conversation all day because now the rest of the boys woke up because we're all on different coasts and shit.
Yeah.
But that was the topic because he was just like, yeah. And then after Japan, the world learned. And I was like, we didn't really learn because then Nam happened right after and Korea happened right after.
But we didn't use nukes.
We didn't, but we gassed the shit out of them with some spicy fucking gas. Like,
But I think that's a de-escalation from nuking.
But that's also my point.
I think Hiroshima set the standard. Like, but it could go here.
So that's what I mean. I think
now let's go here.
Why did we do that though? Why did we hinder? And I'm not saying killing a bunch of people is because
at that point we didn't know what the ultimate power was.
But when we did, why didn't we just tell everyone, you keep fucking around trying to kill us? We'll just annihilate
America always
your
has
country.
to seem like the good guy.
See why? That's what I'm saying. Why?
America is the Homelander. America is the Homelander of the boys.
It's stupid.
We're in front of everybody. We act all nice, but behind backs, we're sending people in to go kill certain people and zero. Yeah.
I don't get it. I think it's dumb. I don't think that we should have those things.
I don't think there should be rules. I think the war should be a war. And if we have 100,000 drones, like Terminator style, that we could send into somewhere and not lose any more military lives, we should just do that.
We do have a shit.
We should attach C4 to drones and just send them into fucking
I don't think that we're allowed to do that.
Why? No soldier has to die.
I know.
Some nerd just has to play a video game, take the C4 in the drone, and blow up this camp.
We've been doing that since Obama's era.
We should always do that. Why are we sending guys over there to get killed?
No, we have drone strikes. That's the whole big thing. Obama has the highest number of drone strikes.
That's what we should do. Yeah, we should not sacrifice people. We should put machine guns on drones or Terminator-style robots, and just send them in to go kill people.
Where do you think our technology standards are at? You think we have Terminator?
You didn't see that fucking robot that they have that does backflips and jumps and shit?
AI.
No, dude.
Wasn't real. The two guys with the robot?
No, there's a fucking robot.
Yes.
And they try and knock it over.
Yeah, from MIT.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Give those guys an unlimited budget. Send 5 of those drones in with machine guns. I'm actually shocked.
I guarantee the military reached out to them. I guarantee they did. Because when I was still in, what was really cool is Microsoft just started working with the military.
You know what's kind of crazy, though? What? So let's say it gets to the point where Russia is sending 1,000 Terminators to go fight the United States version of 1,000 Terminators. Why don't you just have the 2 world leaders play Call of Duty and whoever wins the war? Because that's what it's going to boil down to. No. If we're sending in 1,000 robots and they send in 1,000 robots, we don't care about the lives of those robots. You might as well just play a video game to see who wins the war.
No.
That's what you're playing is a real life video games with robots.
See, this is where that's it, because there's no consequence, and no consequence leads to no learning. We need to learn something. That's what I'm saying. America needs to be fucking.
Who has better robots?
We need to not be held back by shit. That's what I think. We need the America that wasn't held back, because that's when people realize that, like, oh, we're not the force. Bro, Trump with ISIS. We were dealing with ISIS so long. They were kidnapping Americans, chopping people's fucking head off. Trump came in and said, where's their base? Give it the Moab. That's not what he
said. He said, where's their base? We're going to find their base, blow up their base. We have the best weapons. Fantastic. Most amazing weapons of all time. Nuke them all, level them.
Holy fuck.
America, greatest country of all time. Phenomenal country.
How long have you practiced that?
A long time.
Holy shit, dude. Holy fuck. That was crazy. No, but that's my thing. He hit them with the Moab. Just a step below, because it's a normal explosive, not a nuke. So it's a step below a nuke, and he was like, fuck them.
We're going to send the Moab, one of the best weapons, not a nuke, but fantastic weapon nonetheless. Blow them all up, send them to smithereens.
Wow.
Phenomenal.
No, I thought we lost a lot more than that.
Yeah, well.
No, we lost about 10,000 people in the course of...
That's a lot of people, dude.
In the course of 20 years?
Oh, 20 years. I thought
Iraq and Afghan war. 7,054. No, it's a lot in the essence of, like, each person didn't matter. Yeah, but in the aspect of 20 years. That number always seems
small until it's somebody close to you. Then that number seems a lot bigger. You know what I mean? Until that's somebody you know in that small group. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week for episode 97.
They didn't count the contractors. So 18,000.
Oh, the guys who are trying to profit. Ooh, let's not forget the guys who are there trying to profit off the war.
Contractors are different. Contractors are usually guys that came from the military that go back in, but now they don't have to follow the same rules as the military. That's why guys go contract.